76, AYPERI, MEDET ＫЫZЫ in the blue for Kyrgyzstan against the youngster Elmira Yashin of Turkey. Yashin in the red, MEDET KÜZÜ in the blue, and MEDET KÜZÜ not wasting any time here, is she? She's straight into the offense and stamping her authority on the Turkish wrestler. That proud Kyrgyzstan flag, which MEDET KÜZÜ has waved so many times in wrestling arenas after landing major medals. Our first chance to see her this season in front of our cameras, and it's always a pleasure.
She's one of the wrestlers that competes anywhere and everywhere she can. There are a few wrestlers that you can say sacrifice, step foot on the mat, and hunt for losses. And I would say MEDET is one of those wrestlers not afraid to compete, and she has the luxury of being at 76 kilos, so she doesn't have to cut weight. She's comfortable at this weight, which is why she competes so much. But a lot of unfortunate things have happened in her career. You think back to the World Finals a few years ago when she hurt her knee, and then last year losing to Genesis Reyasco of Ecuador, giving up that first ever world medal to Ecuador. So she's still hunting for one of those world titles, but she is, in my opinion, one of the tier 1 76 kilo wrestlers.
Utterly dominant on her continent. She's won 3 of the last 4 Asian titles. And at the Worlds last year in Zagreb, she did beat Elmira Yashin in her first encounter 10-0, and she's working on maybe something similar here. But Yashin has obviously banked that experience, Eric, and once you've faced an opponent in recent memory, how much does that stand you in good stead, or can it actually be a negative because you've got the scar tissue that's very raw from the last encounter?
There's 2 ways to look at it. Paralysis by overanalysis sometimes. There's some wrestlers who can compartmentalize it, so you go out there and you think to yourself, this is what I have to watch out for, and I'm not going to change my style of wrestling. But on the other end, there are some wrestlers who can't do that and just go out there and solely focus on their opponents. But I think for Yassin, it's been a positive and a lot for the Turkish team, and I know it comes with the success with Bose Tosun and Yasmin Adar. They've really did a good job of trying to prepare the next level of Turkish wrestlers for that, the next generation of upcoming wrestlers. They don't expect the success now. If it comes, yes, they'll be happy with it, but you have to take your lumps. We see it in freestyle, women's wrestling, and Greco. The transition for some of these teams with Yasmin Adar stepping out, Yasin's young, it's going to take some time for her to get to the level of MEDET KÜZÜ. So now you just take it and you use these losses as lessons.
And she's 2 down. I suppose in the negative column so far, she's also yet to score on MEDET KÜZÜ in 3 encounters.
And you also just learn habits of your opponent and when they come. A lot of wrestlers aren't going to show their hand in the first period, but what tends to happen is when conditioning fails, your habits rise to the top. And that's something that you can't change. When you're tired, your old habits come back into play, and that's what you have to catch, is you have to figure out what the wrestlers are doing late in the matches in order for you to continue to grow.
It's a concept which you return to quite a lot, Eric, is what your habits are when things get tough. That's the wrestler you become. Yeah.
When adversity strikes, your true character comes to the surface. So how do you react in those pressure situations? Pressure creates diamonds, right? Or it bursts pipes.
It's very much the same in the commentary world. When things get exciting, you end up just drawing on your own knowledge and personality. There's nothing you can prepare for. So MEDET KÜZÜ is going to Gain another point here for the passivity clock. Expiring on Yashin.
I just want to see her take a shot here. Take a risk. You've lost 2 times in a row, haven't scored a point, haven't been able to solve the Kyrgyz puzzle. So what do? You just have to go out and get out of your own way and find an open opportunity. I'm not saying take an ill-advised shot. Get to a nice tie, get to a shot, try and get your hands locked on one leg, build some confidence somewhere.
MEDET Kezhi is slowly suffocating Elmira Yasin's hopes in this contest. Another 2 points. The spider has got the fly in her web, and she's slowly taking her out. 7-0 now.
I think she's going to be happy to put this in coast mode, having the understanding potentially a World Finals rematch coming up next tonight against Genesis Rayasco. Or there's the potential with Alexander Angel, who just won the Zagreb Open Ranking Series event. So it's going to be a tough match. So I think for these next 40 seconds, MEDET Kezhi will take it safe and just allow, if the counter-offensive come, she'll take the points. But I don't think she's going to be taking any offensive risks here.
It was 4-2 to Genesis Rayasco in that World Final back in September time. It is a no risks coast mode, as you say, Eric, for MEDET Kezhi. And time is up for Elmira Yashin in another ultimately non-scoring affair against AYPERI MEDET Kezhi, but that is part of the curve, the learning curve she's on as just a 20-year-old. Up against one of the best in the